Hello, does this thing work? Cool. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back from break. My name is Dee Goens. I'm the co-founder and chief operating officer of Zora. We are a new social network for creators and artists to better monetize their media and content engagement, as well as deepen the relationships that they have with their audience. Today, my talk is called Internet Convergence. It's about how new consumer behaviors, as well as new consumer journeys, which I'm gonna liken to a wormhole, are actually causing two distinct pockets of the internet, my world, Web3 and crypto, and then the normie or real world in Web2 to actually converge into a single experience, which I'm gonna say is one web. And so this is internet convergence. So the whole idea of the talk actually started from a conversation I was having with my co-founder, Jacob Horn, about wormholes. So for anybody who's seen the movie Interstellar or any science fiction, sci-fi time travel movie, there's a concept called a wormhole, which this astronaut is explaining here to Matthew McConaughey. I'm the astronaut, you're my Matthew McConaughey. In this case, he takes a piece of paper and he says the fastest way to get across a vast distance of time-space, so from point A to point B, is actually to take those two spaces and fold them, like so, into one another. And doing so allows those two spaces in time, so point A and point B, two dimensions, to coexist. And so what you do is you fold them over and then you poke a hole through it like a pencil, and it creates this thing called a wormhole or a tunnel that allows A and B to simultaneously exist. And so when I started thinking about internet space-time, the A and B for me were media or social media networks, social media websites, TikTok, Instagram, Meta, the like, and marketplaces starting to fold into one another into a single consumer journey and emerging new user behavior. And so these are the two dimensions I'm gonna talk about, and we're gonna talk about how these things, when they fold and you poke that hole through and create that single unified experience, you get this wormhole. And this wormhole is crazy. There's a gravity swell of attention and money. It's all the media I like. It's all the content I like. It's all the creators that I love to support falling into this gravity swell that is this new sort of dimension created by this wormhole. And on the other side of it, you get something that looks a little like this. It's kind of weird. It's TikTok, right? It's NPCs on TikTok playing as Spider-Man. It's Pinky Doll in the ice cream Yum Yum wearing the crazy cowboy hat and mustache. But the real emergent behavior that's sort of being revealed here is that consumers today on TikTok and Instagram and the like, they're actually willing to pay, spend their hard-earned money and pay to have their favorite content creator pay more attention to them. They're willing to spend their money as a super fan to express outsized support for these creators and to enhance their engagement experience. And so, believe it or not, this market is actually pretty big. TikTok actually became the first consumer marketplace. Oh, we're gonna go back, there we go. TikTok actually became the first non-gaming app, which you'll see soon, to reach $10 billion in consumer spend. And 25% of that spend, basically like $3 billion, $4 billion, was actually spent buying those little coins that you see on the top right and the top left there. $3 billion worth of coins, it sounds a lot like crypto, to spend on their favorite content creators. And as consumers are spending that money in this singular experience, it's doing the thing we talked about earlier, where it's folding the content engagement experience, where people are now spending their money to engage their favorite creator, into a commerce experience where I'm actually buying and selling things. It's just the thing that I'm buying and selling now is actually attention. Like I'm actually buying and selling engagement. And so in this new model, we're sort of repricing attention. And as I said, like, TikTok, this isn't a small market. TikTok made $10 billion last year, or generated $10 billion in consumer spending. And again, 25% of that was on those coins that I showed. What's crazy is this same behavior is actually starting to spill over into pockets of crypto and Web3, like on Zora. This GIF here is actually a GIF of the Zora.co homepage, where Natasha just talked about the Boys Club poster getting posted. You can actually go there today and engage it. But this looks and feels a lot like a traditional social media experience. It looks like Tumblr. It looks like Instagram. It doesn't look anything that's sort of unfamiliar or out of the ordinary like we talk about with crypto. It actually looks just like a traditional social network. It's just crypto powered in the back. And so what does it look like for me to show that super fandom and support of a creator on Zora? It looks like this. I drag the slider up to the right, I hit the max mint button, and I'm now showing outsized support for one of my favorite content creators with just a click of a button. And it's working really well for creators. just in the last 30 days, creators have earned over $1 million on Zora just posting their content, and by people clicking that mint button, showing that outside support. I actually checked this morning, and it's up to $1.5 million in the last 30 days, and so we're starting to see this really take hold. Yeah, thank you. What's even crazier is like there are also brands that are starting to participate in this same ecosystem, where you have a brand like Boys Club, or you have a brand like a Coinbase, that are posting their content and receiving outsized engagement in the same way that a social media creator would. It's sort of a 0 to 1 moment for brands to participate in the creator economy in the same way as your favorite influencer. And so creators are making a lot, but what does this mean for the consumer? I found myself, doing this research. I went and looked up the Instagram badges, and so Instagram has this program where I can pay $5 in order to send a badge to my favorite content creator, and in exchange, they're gonna highlight my name in the live, they're gonna give me like some cool sparkly things around the text, and I'm basically gonna get 5 seconds of fame plus a thank you, which is like, it's cool, but like, it's a little underwhelming, to be honest. Like, you spending $5 and you get a personalized thank you and 5 seconds of fame, it leaves you feeling a bit like this Will Smith meme, where it's like, is there more? Like that feedback loop can only give you that dopamine for so long before you start to crave something a bit more tangible. You start to crave something a bit more permanent. You start to crave a bit of an artifact or some merch or some sort of object after this experience, which pushes us into this sort of evolutionary version of the internet that is powered by crypto. I like to think that crypto isn't just, to Lee's point, it's not just like the why underneath, but it's the how we enable sort of ownership and materiality in digital spaces. So previously, a lot of these digital spaces were very disembodied. There's no way that I could actually have an artifact or I could receive something from my favorite creator that I could keep and hold. With crypto now, thanks to the ability for us to have this ownership potential, it's sort of like the Gore-Tex material to build with or create with in this new paradigm. Now that we have this material, we can actually create ownable digital materials that we can give to our superfans, or we can give to those people that want to show their outside support for us. And so what does that look like in the social media paradigm? It looks like a great answer to that Will Smith question, where there is more. I actually can get something out of these engagement paradigms with my favorite creator. And what you get is this new material. You get this new energy. You get this new engagement moment, this new opportunity for you to participate and receive something for showing that outside support for your favorite creator. Laura was talking earlier about how we spend a lot of money on music, we spend a lot of money on streams, but we don't really get anything in return. This is actually a great solution here, where it's the same vibe. I'm still sending that badge like on Instagram, I'm still spending my coins like on TikTok, but instead of just getting my 5 seconds of fame, I'm actually getting a memory that I can make. I'm actually getting an artifact or something that I can keep. It's an idea that I can hold. And that tangibility allows us to do something net new, which is internet together, where now all of a sudden I can have a bit more of a tangible connection, a durable connection to my favorite creator, where maybe downstream they decide anybody who's holding that object that I gave them for liking my latest video, you actually get to come backstage with me. Maybe because you're holding that object, you get to show up at my podcast. Maybe because you're holding that object, you actually get to do a get ready with me. All of a sudden, we're able to internet together, all because of this convergence that's happening on this one button, the mint button. And so this is like the super like, if you will, for any piece of content on the internet. It's like the super like for any YouTube video or any Instagram post. It's gonna send, just by clicking this button, it's gonna send the creator a little bit of money. On Zora, it's usually about $2 per mint. So it's gonna send them a couple bucks, and in return, you're gonna get that new artifact, that digital object that connects you to that creator. And so as these experiences in Web3 start to look a lot like the Web2 experiences, where I'm paying money to show my outside support for a creator that I love, or where I'm spending a little bit of money to show outsized attention, those experiences start to bring us closer and closer together, where it's no longer about Web 2 and Web 3 or Web 6 or whatever fucking web comes after. It's actually just one web. Because at the end of the day, the reality is everyone is an internet person. Like these are all false dichotomies to think that it's off-chain, on-chain. We're all internet people. It's all one web. And what these experiences and user engagement behaviors are showing is that we're all converging on very similar, intuitive, natural behaviors that now have a 3% innovation, if you will, with being able to get that object back from your favorite creator. Everyone's an internet person. And so in summary, what's like the sort of internet convergence paradigm look like to me? It's where our engagement is actually an avenue for us to participate alongside our favorite creators and receive some ownership for showing up for them. It's an internet where the internet is actually the same thing as being online, which is actually the same thing as being on chain. And it's at this place that our worlds, the Web 2 world, the traditional social media world, and crypto actually start to collide. And that's exactly what we're building for at Zora. We're building for this intersection here where everyone, off-chain, on-chain, URL, IRL, all of these sort of false dichotomies, they can start to come together in a single place that is Zora. And so that's internet convergence, the internet converging on crazy new weird consumer behaviors in which people want to spend their money to show outsized attention for their favorite creator. And these new consumer journeys that I call wormholes like Zora, where people are spending their money in the same place they're spending their attention. I'll be in the back hanging out here for a while to chat about all this weird internet stuff and paying creators with the mint button, but yeah, that's internet convergence. I'm Dee Goens, and thank you.